Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are pretty easy games, so I wanted to spice these games up with a challenge. I wanted to beat Pokemon Violet without any of my Pokemon ever taking damage. The rules are on screen, so pause if you want to read them. Also, subscribing really helps out. I start the game and make my character, select my starter, and start the first fight against Nemona. To beat this fight, you would expect you would wait until the AI uses a status move like Growl, but after resetting for a while, I never saw the first move used to be a non-damaging move. It was always either Water Gun or Pound. So I had to think of a different plan. Now I research some damage calculations to find out that a critical hit from Sprigatito with its maximum attack had a chance to one-hit KO, but after 2 hours of resets I never saw a single critical hit. At this point I begin to suspect that this fight is scripted to never allow critical hits. And I figure out one final plan that could work. A maximum attack Sprigatito attacking with Leafage on a minimum defense Quaxly had a 1 in 16 chance to KO. So I now reset for another 6 hours before finding out about a sheet with all trainer moves, IVs, EVs, natures, and abilities. This sheet had the very harsh truth that this run was impossible. Nemona's Quaxly could never have the minimum defense. With this, I gave up on the run. I now return to this run after learning about a certain trick that would make this run possible. And it wasn't to look inside of the fight, it was to look outside of the tutorial area. Usually this NPC prevents you from passing by to access more of Paldea, but by saving at just the right spot, you can reload your game and move up this cliff and walk past them, allowing you to access more of Paldea. In this state, you cannot battle or catch Pokemon as the game will crash. But with this trick, I could explore until I find EXP candies and rare candies. So I explore the map, go through this cave. You have to go through this cave, by the way, as you can't move past the lighthouse. The cave sends you up here, and now I search for EXP candies to level up. With these rare candies, I could level up to the point that I could either one-shot, or in Sprigatito's case, I could learn Bite for a chance to flinch. This allowed me to beat Nemona by taking no damage with a lucky flinch and Leafage to finish off. Using an Ultra Ball I picked up earlier, capturing this Lechonk is a 100% chance. Now I prepare to fight the second required fight of the run, Arven. In order to beat Arven, I use fast travel to teleport to the Pokemon Center just after the lighthouse, and grind on the low level Psyducks, as I have a 100% chance to one-hit KO them. I now grind until I reach level 17, so I learn Seed Bomb and allow Sprigatito to evolve. With my preparations complete, my Florigato is strong enough to be able to beat Arven Squover in a single hit with Seed Bomb. I now head to Mesagosa and fight Nemona. My Florigato is easily able to KO both of her Pokemon without issue. And now we have our second issue. To access the school, I would have to fight a Team Star Grunt with a Shroodle. A Pokemon that at the time I didn't think I could KO, so I decided to go hunting for the Acrobatics TM that would allow me to beat both Shroodle and the Bug Gym. To find the TM, I buy a stock of Pokédolls for a guaranteed chance to flee and move towards this cliff to throw my Pokemon to the other side, so I teleport. And now I run all the way to the other side of the map to find the Acrobatics TM. If you're unaware where the Acrobatics TM is, it's just on this thing, and in order to get it, I would have to precisely drop on top from the cliff above. With a few unsuccessful tries, I eventually land up here and figure out that I'll have to be a little bit more precise than I expect. But by flailing around and mashing A, I collect the TM through the wall. The Acrobatics TM allows me to breeze through the Team Star Grunts to access the school and activate the 3 main storylines. At this point, I wanted to save, so I grind to level 20 on Psyducks, and now I'm able to consistently one-shot all of Katie's Pokemon, with Florigato using Acrobatics. With my first badge down, I can finally save. With a save point set, I can now play a bit riskier, as failing the run here, I could immediately reload and lose very little progress, so I head to catch a Gimmighoul. I fail once in reset, but on my second try I catch Gimmighoul. Gimmighoul's ghost typing allows me to be immune to all of Chansey's attacks, so I now abuse this and catch a bunch of Chanseys for EXP until I level up high enough that I can consistently one-shot Titan Claw. Now, I research my options for my next opponent. At first I think Brassius should be easy with his team of grass types that would likely be one-shot by Florigato, but on closer inspection, his Sudowoodo had Sturdy, making it impossible to one-shot with my current team. So I decide my next opponent would be Titan Bombardier. I calculate that a headbutt on Oinkalong at level 33 with a Silk Scarf and Terra Normal should one-shot Bombardier. Now I grind on some chances, and when I reach level 33, I beat Bombardier with a single headbutt, but this was a critical hit. At this point in the run, I was unaware of how Titan Pokemon stat boosts work, and I think looking back on this, I actually needed that to be a crit for a KO. But with my third badge obtained, I could save my game and begin searching for two very important Pokemon. The first was a level 34 Primeape. Because of its high level, I could not use it yet, as it won't obey my commands until I gain 2 more gym badges. The Girafarig I catch had to specifically have the early bird ability and be level 25, so it would obey my commands. Now I search all around the map to find EXP candies to evolve Girafarig. While doing this, I find a completely normal Scovillain. After finding enough EXP candy, I level up Girafarig and learn Twin Beam and evolve. I now head to the grass gym to fight Brassius. With Farigiraf, I'm able to KO all of his Pokemon with Twin Beam, as its multi-hit property allows me to bypass Sturdy and KO Sudowoodo in a single attack. Next, I head immediately to the Electric Gym and challenge Nemona to a battle. None of her Pokemon cause any issues and are all KO'd with Twin Beam and Flower Trick. The Electric Gym trainers are all taken out with Twin Beam. And now it's time for Iona. Iona leads with Rotwell. It has one problematic move, Quick Attack, a move that would always outspeed my Pokemon and deal damage. Fortunately, I had a plan. Farigiraf's ability was Armor Tail. This completely prevents priority moves like Quick Attack from dealing damage. So now I take out Rotwell and Luxio with Twin Beam. Then I switch to Meowscarada, tear it into a Grass type, and finish off Bellibolt and Mismagius with Flower Trick. With my third badge down, Wild Pokemon up to level 35 would obey me. This includes my Primeape that I now level up, and it learns Rage Fist, the move it needs to evolve. After spamming Rage Fist on low level Magikarps, Primeape evolves into Annihilate. I now head to Mesagosa to buy all of the ingredients for ham sandwiches. To boost the chance to encounter Chansey, with Annihilate I could consistently KO wild Chanseys for EXP and be immune to their only attack if I misclick. I now grind for a while, making use of power items to gain EVs in the stats I want like speed, attack, and special attack. My new level 55 Annihilate was easily strong enough to finish off Titan Orthworm with close combat, giving me my 6th badge and an additional save point. Now I immediately head to the water gym to complete the gym trial. I use Farigiraf to beat Floatzel and Clauncher as they both have priority moves with Aqua Jet. You may now think that I challenged the water gym, but there's a random chance of a sandstorm weather condition occurring that would damage me during this fight, so I would have to delay this fight until I got my 4th badge and could buy the safety goggles to prevent sandstorm damage. After looking at the remaining gyms, I decide that the normal gym would be the easiest and take on the normal gym leader Larry. But first I pick up the Hyper Voice TM for Farigiraf. Larry was a really simple fight. Hyper Voice Kamala with Farigiraf, as it has Sucker Punch, Post Combat the Dudunsparce, and Hyper Voice the Staraptor. With my 4th badge, I could buy the safety goggles to fight Kofu, right? Wrong! If I fought Kofu now, and Sandstorm occurred, Nemona's Lycanroc's ability, Sand Rush, would activate, and it would outspeed all of my Pokemon in addition to having 2 priority moves with Excel Rock and Quick Attack. Due to Nemona's fight occurring immediately after the 5th gym battle, I had to find a gym leader whose first Pokemon could be KO'd with Farigiraf, so I could lead it against Nemona. The correct gym to fight next was the Psychic Gym, as I could easily sweep all the gym trainers with Annihilate. As for the gym leader, a Terra Normal Hyper Voice from Farigiraf could just barely KO Tulip's Farigiraf at level 53. The remainder of Tulip's team could be beat with Annihilate with Shadow Punch. With the 5th badge down, Nemona immediately challenges me to a battle. Farigiraf's Armor Tail allows me to avoid Lycanroc, Bulma, and Quaquaval's priority moves. And with a Terra Normal Hyper Voice, I could KO them all in a single attack. Now I promptly go towards the Ice Gym. As this is my 6th gym, I collect a Lucky Egg to boost EXP gain. I now complete the gym trial. Now with a Lucky Egg, I grind until Annihilate reaches level 80 and Farigiraf can be leveled to 78 with EXP candies. Now I head directly to an easy Titan fight against Iron Treads, finishing it off with a single close combat. That was my 9th total badge, so now I can save my game. My next destination was Grusha, the Ice Gym Leader, as I think Snow can occur during this fight. This is bad as it could activate Beartic's ability, Snow Cloak, increasing evasion to make the fight less reliable. Fortunately, I land 4 Hyper Voices in a row and defeat Grusha without issue, and obtain my 6th gym badge. With our 6th gym badge, Nemona will challenge us when we enter our next gym. So I head to the Ghost Gym rather than the Water Gym to avoid the random sandstorm weather. As for Nemona, she was easy, just Energy Ball the Lycanroc and Hyper Voice for the 3 remaining Pokemon. I now purchased some bottle caps to max the IVs on Annihilate and Farigiraf's speed and attack stats. My next fight was Kofu, a very easy fight if you equip safety goggles, as he has low level Pokemon and no priority moves. With just a few energy balls, I gained my 7th badge. Now, I set my sights on conquering the 8th gym, but this one was a little harder than the last, as it had exclusively double battles, and both of Rhyme's leads had Shadow Sneak, a priority move. And on top of this, her Mimikyu's Disguise would make it impossible to KO with a single attack. My solution for this fight was to evolve my Gimmighoul so it could learn Make It Rain, a move that would attack both Pokemon in double battles. This combined with Armor Tail on Farigiraf would make it possible to take down Rhyme. With Twin Beam I take down Mimikyu and Make It Rain finishes off Banette. Then with a Psychic on Toxtricity and Make It Rain on Houndstone, I win the battle and obtain my 8th gym badge and my 12th total badge, allowing me to save. Next I take on Titan Dondozo and Tatsugiri. On my first attempt, I failed to one-hit KO Dondozo with Farigiraf, but Dondozo lands an Order Up on Arven's Pokemon. I decide this should count as taking damage and reset to my previous save. On my second attempt, Flower Trick one-shots Dondozo, but against Tatsugiri, I'm unable to one-shot it. Fortunately, Tatsugiri uses Taunt instead of attacking, allowing me to finish off my final Titan without taking damage. With all Titans down, I immediately head to challenge Arven to a battle at the Lighthouse and sweep his entire team with Annihilate's close combat, and the Path of Legends story was complete, so I now save. Now I research the Elite Four's team to find a winning strategy to beat them. After looking over all of their teams, the only Pokemon that looked like it could be a problem was Magnezone, as it had Sturdy. And my plan to beat this was by capturing a Fracture with the ability Mold Breaker, an ability that would bypass Sturdy, allowing for a one-hit KO. Next, I decide to fight Team Star to level up a bit, and now I move to the Fighting Team Star base. During Team Star raids, you must use the auto battle function. Fortunately, if you're a high enough level, you don't take any damage from these, making them possible damageless. After defeating 30 Pokemon, we can now fight Eri. With a few Psychics and a close combat for Lucario, Eri is defeated without issue. We now head to fight Ortega, the Fairy-type Team Star boss. It's another easy fight, just Poison Jab with Annihilate, and Make It Rain with Gholdengo for the Starmobile. With Ortega defeated, I gain my 15th badge, allowing me to save. Conveniently, I'm now located right where you would grind for Chansey, so I do some last minute grinding before taking on the Pokemon League. Rika's up first, and this fight is not very noteworthy, just KO everything with Farigiraf, except for Clodsire that we take down with close combat on Annihilate. Poppy is another easy fight, just close combat on everything except for Magnezone, where I switch in Haxorus for its Mold Breaker to break through Sturdy by using Dig. Yeah, Larry's the easiest thus far. I Hyper Voice 5 times for the win. Hassel is a little tougher. I lead with Gholdengo and use Make It Rain for a one-shot on Noivern. Then I switch to Annihilate and use Close Combat to beat Haxorus and Flapple. For Dragalge, I use Psychic and Baxcalibur is beat with Close Combat. With all Elite Four members defeated, I now fight against the champion, Geeta. This fight is fairly easy, just Shadow Punch the Espathra, Close Combat on Go-Go and Kingambit. Now, Geeta sends out Veluza. It has Aquajet, a move I can deal with Farigiraf's Armor Tail ability, right? Wrong. Veluza's ability was Mold Breaker. This would mean that there was the first genuine risk of failure due to me not planning correctly. Fortunately, Veluza chooses to not use Aquajet, and I easily sweep the rest of her team with close combat on Annihilate. After successfully defeating the Elite Four and Champion, I decide to clear up the remaining Team Star bosses. All the remaining bosses stand no chance against Farigiraf, and I collect the final 3 remaining badges and save my game. Now I immediately head to fight Clavel at the trainer school. With Farigiraf's Armor Tail, I can successfully one-shot his entire team without risk of taking damage. The only troublesome Pokemon was Poltegeist, as I had to teach Farigiraf Psyshock in order to one-shot it. Penny was up next. Her entire team was slightly troublesome, as all of her Pokemon had 2 priority moves with Baby Doll Eyes to lower attack, and Quick Attack for damage. On top of this, Farigiraf could not consistently KO some of her Pokemon, so I had to use Annihilate. Since it's a Ghost type, it was immune to Quick Attack, and I could one-shot her whole team with Close Combat. Assuming no attack drops from Baby Doll Eyes, I now execute my plan. Close Combat on Umbreon, Close Combat on Flareon, but I take an attack drop for Baby Doll Eyes. Fortunately, I can still KO Vaporeon with Close Combat, but it uses Baby Doll Eyes and survives. Now I finish it off with another Close Combat and switch to Farigiraf to reset my lowered attack. The fight was pretty simple now, just Psyshock the Jolteon, Close Combat the Leafeon, and Make It Rain on Sylveon. With Penny defeated, I complete Starfall Street and save my game. Now there was just one final fight before heading to Area Zero, Nemona. She leads with Lycanroc with Girafarig Armatail. This is a safe KO with Energy Ball. Next she sends out Pawmot, yet again with Armatail. This is a safe KO with Psyshock. With all troublesome Pokemon taken care of, Annihilate clicks close combat 4 times and I am victorious. Now that all 3 storylines are complete, I can save my game and head to Area Zero. The mandatory wild Pokemon fights in Area Zero are all easy, so let's skip these and fight AI Turo. Turo sends out Iron Moth, it effortlessly feints to Stomping Tantrum. Iron Bundle is taken care of with close combat. Iron Jugulus is yet again beat with close combat. Iron Thorns, yet again close combat. Iron Hands was the only Pokemon that could cause trouble with its Fake Out, but with a Twin Beam with Freer Earth causes it to faint. Iron Valiant is another easy win with Poison Jab. And with that, we've almost beat Pokemon Violet without taking damage, but there was just one final fight left, and I think it's impossible damageless. The fight between Miraidon and Miraidon I'm pretty sure is scripted, as they always use the same moves every time, and despite trying to raise my Miraidon's affection with Picnics for the 10% chance to avoid attacks, I never saw any misses in my few attempts at this, and was always hit by 1 Power Gem and 1 Hyper Beam. So unfortunately you cannot beat Pokemon Violet without taking damage, but at least you can do the first 99%. Oh, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe.